The Flynn Center is a grassroots community cultural center with a national profile and a heart of gold.
My husband and I and my family have been coming to the Flynn really from the minute we moved to Burlington.
A lot of people come here for one particular event and then realize, wow, this place is amazing.
Before you even see the performance, it's a joy to be in it.
It's really at the center of the arts community here, I think.
It just serves such a broad spectrum of folks and touches every business downtown.
The Flynn is a performing arts center, but it's also an educational center.
The offerings that we have offer opportunities to all kinds of students.
And it's also a community center, and it's also an arts center. It's a very exciting thing.
I'm Andrea Rogers, Executive Director of the Flynn Center for the Performing Arts. Welcome to a day in the life of the Flynn Center. Classes in our studios, a rehearsal in Flynn Space, an exhibit and discussions in the gallery, performances on the main stage. And out in the community, we're working in schools. With all this, you'll experience the energy, excitement, and dedication that animate this historic treasure, enriching the community at large.
The Flynn Center's artistic mission is to engage the Burlington community and expand their interest in the arts, educate them about the arts, excite them about the arts.
And the quality of the programming far exceeds what you would normally find in a place this size.
The Vermont community is so responsive to us. We can do things here that Phoenix, Arizona, or Los Angeles can't even dream about.
It's very important to work with artists in the development of new work. And we have raised money to give artists commissioning support. Sometimes they come into our theater and work for 2 weeks on the stage. And so the audience gets a chance to participate in the creation of a new work, and it infects the community in a positive way.
I love this performance. Huge amount of energy and wonderful movement.
Spectacular, isn't it?
I've never seen people dance like this, so it's pretty amazing.
The tension tonight is really exciting.
I think the show is fabulous. I really do.
I would have to say that the main stage is the heart of the organization, and it's what keeps the energy flowing.
The theater seats just under 1,500. The backstage, of course, was pretty rudimentary when we took it over, and we've totally modernized that and made it into a very functional facility for all kinds of live performance.
The house itself is gorgeous. The lobby is very beautiful as well. And all the backstage renovations have been wonderful and really helpful.
J.J. Flynn built the Flynn Theater in 1930. It was Burlington's movie palace, very much a part of the community. It was a place where people would gather for entertainment and the news. In the 50s and 60s, it continued as a movie theater. In the 70s, Lyric Theater began to use it for live performance and played a key role in its purchase and development as a performing arts center. Since its formation in 1980, the Flynn organization has grown into a prestigious regional performing arts center and a force for arts education. And many organizations have joined Lyric in making the Flynn their home.
Being in the Flynn is just a wonderful opportunity for us. It gives us what we call a big stage and a big house where we can do the kinds of things that you have to do to put on a major musical comedy. And that requires a lot of equipment and capabilities that fortunately the Flynn is able to provide.
The VSO performs here regularly, usually 5 times during the course of the winter. They've been playing here for as long as I've played in the orchestra, which is over 20 years now. As a performer, I think one of the strengths in the Flynn is that you have a great location and you have a very comfortable environment to play in. If the Flynn wasn't here, there would really be no other place to perform.
Vermont Stage Company is a professional theater company here in Burlington, Vermont. Flynn Space has really become our home and we're becoming identified with it. I feel like what we're able to do here is create performances that really speak to people on a very human, very personal level. It's a great relationship because Flynn is known as the premier performing arts facility in the area, and to have that relationship and that kind of name recognition while building our own audience, it's been a great partnership.
Artists love Flynn Space.
It's intimate. It allows us to do things that we couldn't do on the main stage.
But also, we present some of our most interesting performances down at Flynn Space.
And now please welcome the Band Plus.
I love this space.
They bring a lot of great music here.
I'm really glad that Burlington has a space like this.
It's kind of nice to see this quality and this caliber of playing in such an intimate place.
Oh, I love it. I come here quite frequently, mostly for jazz.
Our jazz mission is to take this great American art form and bring it to Burlington and celebrate it. Our jazz mission is to bring exciting names that everyone's heard of, but also new artists that people haven't heard of.
The Burlington Discover Jazz Festival is a 10-day community festival that celebrates jazz in all its forms, from high school bands to local talent to jazz musicians from all over the world.
The Flynn is the producer of the Discover Jazz Festival. We also provide artistic oversight and administrative oversight.
The wonderful thing about the festival is we've seen the mission come full circle, where a student artist comes with his middle school band, then he comes back a couple years later with the all-state band, and then a couple years after that, we've seen him come back with a professional quartet.
We're here today with the International Association of Jazz Educators, the Vermont unit. This is, I think, is our 13th festival here at the Flynn. And we love being at the Flynn because the Flynn is the classic performing arts place in Vermont.
It's the fun house to come to. It's the big stage, the big time for a lot of our young folks.
It's great. It's exciting. It's like you got a big gig and you're in a big band, even though we're just a high school band.
Create programs to connect with teachers and students in meaningful ways. And we do that through student matinees, which is really the core of our program, as well as student and teacher workshops. We create study guides for every performance, which suggest activities for the teachers to do in their classrooms.
One of the components is the support for teachers. The Flynn Center provides workshops and coaching and mentoring.
We work with teachers to tie our performances and our workshops to their goals.
Well, what about you?
Yeah! This year we're drawing from over 180 public or private schools and almost 150 home schools. Over 45,000 students are coming to those student matinees this year. We subsidize 15% of the house. We're committed to doing that to make sure that students of all variety of socioeconomic backgrounds can get there. In many cases, it's their first trip to Burlington and their first trip to a professional theater. It's a thrill to be a part of.
Flynn Arts is the name that we give to our community educational programs.
Flynn Arts definitely hopes to ignite the curiosity of all of its students to explore whatever their particular area of interest is further. Flynn Arts classes range from those for the very young to the very old, and we offer classes in music, dance, and theater.
The Emperor doesn't have any hair! Flynn Arts gives people in the community a chance to take classes in the things that interest them, and also as a parent to have classes to encourage learning about the arts for their children.
Flynn Arts is very proud of its partnerships with other organizations. We have a special partnership right now with the King Street Youth Center, so they walk up the street and come into our studio spaces, and we get to work with them, and they also come to see shows at the Flynn, so it's a nice package of experiences that they're getting. And I like to think that we have something for everyone, whether they are an aspiring professional or whether they're just curious, would like to try something new perhaps, want to have fun, would like to meet people.
It brings our sort of interest in performing arts full circle because it kind of makes the doer-viewer connection.
It connects you to the performer in a way that is very special. You feel just a little more special sitting there in your seat.
When artists come here to perform, we do our best to have them also provide educational opportunities, which we offer through Flynn Arts.
It felt even less like teaching a workshop. It felt more like facilitating, like this group of artists and working together. So I'm delighted to be here.
Burlington without the Flynn would be a lot emptier. We would miss its contributions to the arts and our ability to take part in them.
The Flynn's greatest strength is that it's really an institution. It's beyond any one person, and it's created an appetite in the community. So without a doubt, it will serve this community for many, many years to come.
The partnership between the Flynn Center and Key Bank is really about our providing our financial support, our volunteers where needed, and it's about the Flynn doing what they do best.
It's a thriving organization, and we're really fortunate. In a time when dollars are short, that we're still able to program and be as successful as we are.
My hat's off to the people who were so committed to restoring it that they saw this vision for the future for people who had come for many, many years.
We're bringing the community together to share experiences, come together for something really important, go out changed.
Flynn has given us our home.
I feel really lucky to be part of the Flynn.
That was amazing.
Great.
So talented.
Unbelievable.
That
was wonderful.
Right.
So terrific. Yeah, it was awesome. Loved it.
Great show, great show.